Game of the Week is brought to you by La Valley Building Supplies, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. HR Clough, the home energy specialist, and Kearsarge Heating Oils. And Kasasa, free checking that pays. Ask for Kasasa checking at Claremont Savings Bank.
Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week as we begin the second quarter here in North Sutton, New Hampshire, where the Cougars of Kearsarge lead the Wildcats of Fall Mountain 31-0. It'll bring up a long 2nd and 18, or 28, excuse me, I believe. I can't really tell the yardage out there. Nice little run off to the left side by the Wildcats. Not quite able to get to the corner before he's tackled by the Cougar defender.
Yeah, Ryan Ellis doing a good job taking the Wildcat runner down. Not much of a gain for the Wildcats.
So it looks like they have to get to the 46-yard line for a first down, and the ball is currently on the 16. So 30 yards to gain here on third down. Clock continuing to run. I guess if you're Fall Mountain here, you run the ball, right? Don't want to turn it over deep in your own end zone.
Yeah, I think running is really the only option. It's a safe option at least.
See if you can break something. If not, then you punt. Shoemaker under center. He'll pitch off to the right side, and a nice little run there by 22 Bashaw. Not quite enough for the first down, but gets them a little further down the field and out of the shadow of their own goal line. Sometimes even a few extra yards, that punter then can kind of feel like, okay, I got some time. I don't have to rush the punt and fear getting it blocked and pushed back in the end zone for a touchdown. So sometimes just a few yards is just enough for the punter. So we're going to have a timeout on the field before the 4th down and 29 is snapped, with the Cougars leading the Wildcats 31-0. We'll step aside, take a quick TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week, where the Kearsarge Cougars lead the Fall Mountain Wildcats 31-0 in the second quarter.
YCN Saturday College Game Day Live features 3 exciting Division I football games every week on YCN. On September 24th at noon, it's Charlotte at Temple, followed at 3:30 by Mississippi State at UMass. And at 7 p.m., Louisiana Tech will be at Tennessee.
Fall Mountain punting away, fielded at the 50 by number 45, Brody Mulligan. They'll gain a few yards. Get it inside Fall Mountain territory at the 46-yard line, or excuse me, 41-yard line of the Wildcats. So 10:17 to go here. Kearsarge really having their way so far on all phases of this game. Defensive touchdowns, special teams touchdowns, and offensive touchdowns. You don't see that a lot usually in the early going. You might have an offense that's really overpowering, but 3 phases, they've played pretty darn well.
Right, they've dominated this game so far.
So the direct snap once again goes to Justin Norris. He runs off tackle right. He's got daylight just past the man. Nothing to it. Easy touchdown. 41-yard touchdown rush for Norris. 3rd touchdown of the game.
And you know, we talked about this pregame. We expected Norris to be a big threat here, and he is doing exactly that. Seems like every time he gets the ball, he makes something happen.
And this is an unbelievable performance last week. He ran for something like 379 yards, I believe, and 6 touchdowns. He's on his way here on a cool Friday night under the lights. Flag on the play before the extra point is snapped. Illegal motion, I believe, is the call on the Cougars, so that'll back them up 5 yards and make the kick a little more challenging for Noah Cooper. Made his first attempt.
I believe they had an extra player on the field.
Okay.
Somebody coming off there. Officials noticed it right away.
Cooper have 5 more yards on the kick. Ball's down, kick is up. And doesn't look like it will be made. Goes left just at the end, so we'll see possibly that extra 5 yards hurt the kick. But no harm, no foul for the Cougars as they lead 37-0 with 10:09 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here as the Cougars continue their dominance. The lead now 37 points. We've seen this a few times tonight. Kearsarge kicking off. This time they'll be kicking off towards the scoreboard as they have scored their first touchdown here in the second quarter. And they have scored every way possible except a pass, I believe. Kickoff received at the 23-yard line by the Wildcat ball carrier, and he has tackled Simons, I believe, on the run back.
Yeah, pretty good run there by Simons.
So that'll set them up again in decent field position, first down at their own 45-yard line.
You know, whether or not the Wildcats win or lose this, it would sure feel good to the team if they could get a score in before the second half.
Yeah, you want to just kind of go into that. Plenty of time left here in the second quarter, but you do want to get a score and start chipping away at this lead. Their offense has been decent at times. They just have made a few mistakes in handoffs and some trickery, some pitches that have been fumbled and really put themselves in a bad spot. Quick handoff to the up back, number 24, Morgan Wilbur. Gain about 4 yards for the Wildcats, brings up 2nd and 6. And when they stick to these running plays, straightforward running plays, they gain 3-4 yards, and that's all you really need to do. You gain 4 yards 3 times, and that's a first down.
Right, yeah, if they can stick to their running play, get a few first downs, it'd be nice to have at least one successful drive here.
Shoemaker under center, and he'll hand off again to Wilbur, who will break a few tackles and gets the first down up the middle, all the way into Cougar territory to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you can tell the Wildcats, they have a decent offensive line. They can create holes, and they have the running backs who can get it done. It's just, can they be consistent?
And that's been the biggest problem. They had a couple good drives. That one drive stalled on a turnover on downs. Another one they had to punt. And then they got a little sloppy throwing an interception, and then another interception. One of them returned for a touchdown. So 1st and 10 from the 40. Shoemaker with the hand off. Up the middle goes Wilbur. Tackled for a short gain. So, as we said, this is the type of offensive possession that you want to have if you're Fall Mountain. You're behind early, clock's moving, but just keep the chains moving.
Right, yeah, and it seems, you know, when they're running it, that play, I think they got about 5 yards there. Pretty successful play.
They don't all have to be 60-yard touchdown runs, even though that's what Norris does.
Right.
Shoemaker will pitch to the outside. He's got a man out there, number 22, Bashaw, close to the first down marker.
Number 20, William Moore on the tackle.
Comes up just short, I believe. A couple yards short.
Third down.
So this is definitely 4th down territory. So if you're thinking of the Wildcats, you're thinking, if we don't get the first down here on the ground, let's run the same play. Let's maybe even do a hurry-up offense or something. Try and catch that Cougar defense off guard. Shoemaker with a quick handoff to Simons, and he won't need that 4th down because he picks it up there, up the middle on the run. And an easy 3rd down conversion for the Wildcats.
Yeah, nice conversion there. Wildcats running game looking strong. Let's see if they can bring it in the end zone and finally get some points on the board.
Clock continues to run. Well, it isn't running now. There it is. It's running now. 7:30 to go here in the second quarter. Kearsarge leading 37-0. Jeremy Stout Andrew Zerhide here on the call. Shoemaker with the handoff again to Simons. He cuts outside, breaks a tackle. He's got some daylight, one man to beat, and he can't quite beat him. Tyler forces Simons out of bounds, but not before a big Wildcat gain.
Yeah, the Wildcat offense coming to life here. It's a nice run there by Simons. Let's see if they can reward themselves with some points.
Inside the 10-yard line, and here's where, if you're the Wildcats, you keep it on the ground, you run it 4 times, and hopefully you're in the end zone. You can't get tricky, you can't get cute, you can't throw the ball. Just keep pounding it, it's working. And there's the pitch, almost losing his footing, but comes back, and a nice run by Bashaw, and he's going to be in the end zone.
It's got to feel good for Fall Mountain, finally punching one in, putting up 6 points. Good job by the Wildcats.
Bashaw with a 9-yard run. Bashaw, nice little run there. Looked like he lost his footing in the backfield, but was able to regain it and gets the touchdown. Wildcats are on the board. Shoemaker under center for the 2-point conversion. Another pitch to Bashaw. They'll go back to the well, this time without any success. They'll be stopped just short for the 2-point conversion. But the Wildcats are on the board here as they trail 37-6. 6:57 to go in the first quarter. In the second quarter, we'll step aside, take a quick break. We'll be right back on the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here in North Sutton, New Hampshire, where the Cougars lead the Wildcats 37-6. Wildcats on the board. Nice 9-yard touchdown run by Bashaw. Now the Wildcats will kick away. Kick is a little bit of a squib kick, fielded at the 38-yard line by the Cougars, and that's where they'll take over for their next offensive possession.
Our next Monday night high school game of the week is the annual Principals Cup as the Lebanon Raiders meet their rivals, the Marauders of Hanover. And in 2 weeks, it's tonight's host, Kearsarge, traveling to Claremont to take on the Stevens Cardinals.
A couple good games coming up for you next week and the week after. We've got a full slate of games scheduled for this fall season.
Always a fun rivalry, that Principals Cup.
Yes, that'll be a good one. We'll get into that a little bit later in this. Kind of preview that. But right here is the Cougars. 1st and 10 from their own 38. Direct snap again to Justin Norris. He'll run to the left side. He's got plenty of blockers. He's got one man to beat. He sneaks down the sideline, and he's going to go all the way for another touchdown, a 62-yard touchdown run. Justin Norris.
Wow, and obviously give credit to Norris for finding the hole, sprinting through, making everyone miss. But you got to give credit to the Kearsarge tacklers, too. Finding the lane for Norris.
Yeah, that offensive line so far tonight and the guys in the backfield. They put 3 guys in the backfield. It's direct snap to Norris, but everyone's running out. It's like that Wildcat. It may not work quite well in the NFL, but right here, It's working tonight. 39, Noah Cooper on for his 3rd extra point try. Kick is up, just a little short. It's going to be no good, so Cougars will have to settle for the 6 points this time down the field on the 62-yard run by Norris.
Our replays are being brought to you by Kasasa, free checking that rewards in cash each month. Ask for Kasasa at Claremont Savings Bank. Qualifications and rules apply. See bank for details. Member FDIC.
Get down and get yours before they run out.
Well, the Cougars answering the Wildcats' first score with a score of their own. Building that lead back up to 37 points, 6:41 to go in the second quarter. And if you're Fall Mountain, I think you just have to say, it worked last time we had the ball. Let's go right back to it. Hand the ball off. Don't get cute. Don't try anything funny. And try and put another one in the end zone.
Yeah, they need to go right back to their running game. I mean, it looked pretty good last drive, and they got the touchdown. Why not stick to it?
So Kearsarge kicking off now from their own 40-yard line. Another big key for the Wildcats is they've had decent field position to start their drives. Just a couple of miscues. One sack that really wasn't the quarterback's fault.
Right.
He just blindsided, didn't really have a chance. Kick is away, takes it a couple bounces, and it's fielded at the 20-yard line by number 8, J.T. Gibbs, and he'll run for a nice return into the pile. Kearsarge tacklers, takes them 4 of them to get him down. And that's where Fall Mountain will take over at their own 37-yard line. 6:31 to go here in the first half. Wildcats looking to answer back that Kearsarge touchdown. Good crowd filling in tonight. Cheerleaders out here. Sidelines filled up. Some Fall Mountain fans on the other side of the field. Timeout on the field. Fall Mountain will take their final timeout of the first half, so we'll take a timeout too. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here as the Cougars lead the Wildcats 43-6 in the second quarter.
Watch the YCN News every weekday at 7 and 10 p.m. YCN News is a digest of all things local, news, sports, events, and public affairs in the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, and now available at dailyuv.com. All on YCN, your local view.
Fall Mountain taking over now, trying to get something going and repeat the drive they had last time. Inside handoff. Doesn't gain too many yards. Brings up second down. That'll bring up small gain, maybe a yard or two. Wildcats have to get to the 47 for the first down. Ball spotted at the 39, so 2nd and 8. 3 men in the backfield. 1 wide receiver split out to the far side. Handoff to the first man who runs in to his own offensive lineman is Wilbur. And he gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. They'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Tune in to YCN's Outside Television in high definition on Comcast HD Channel 713 or Channel 21 for all the outdoor adventure.
So Fall Mountain Wildcats in a 3rd and 9 here. 5:20 to go. Clock continues to move. 3 in the backfield. The pitch is fumbled, and J.T. Gibbs picks up the fumble, and he is immediately hit.
Brody Mulligan coming in on that play, reading the fumble, recording the tackle. That was a nice, strong tackle there by the Cougars.
And that's that play that we've talked about with that pitch play. They just haven't been on the same page tonight.
Right, yeah, you've seen a couple fumbled balls, little confusion maybe. Seems their handoffs have been pretty successful, but just that pitch, when they pitch the ball into the air, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Their handoffs have been successful. They've gotten some yardage, so you wonder why they go away from that. But either way, that'll bring up 4th down and punt formation. Snaps high, but corralled by Simons. And he will get a nice punt away with a nice Wildcat bounce. Be down at the 34.5-yard line of the Cougars, spotted at the 35-yard line. So the Cougars will take over with 4:21 to go here in the first half, leading 43-6. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back on the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here in North Sutton as the Cougars lead the Wildcats 43-6.
Tune in every week for the River Valley and Kearsarge Chronicles, the who, what, where, when shows of our region. They premiere at 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday right here on YCN, your local view.
So the Cougars taking over at their own 35-yard line, trying to add to their 37-point lead. Direct snap this time goes off to the left man, number 22, Scott Matthews. He had a sack earlier,
Scott Matthews on the carry.
and he'll get the carry for a few yards on the left side.
Down.
Timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here with 4 minutes to go. Just an official's timeout just to make sure everything's all set. They'll restart the clock. Kearsarge will line up. Second and about 6 to go. Here's a snap, a little trickery, and then a handoff back to Emerson Tyler, and he's going to go all the way. 10-5, touchdown.
Number 21, Parker Pitts. Touchdown, Cougars.
Excuse me, number 21. I thought that was 11, Emerson Tyler. It was 21, Parker Pitts, with the 60-yard touchdown scamper. A little trickery on that play.
Yeah, there was. I was a little confused myself of who actually had the ball. But the Kearsarge running game, very strong. I know they recently lost a couple quarterbacks, so, I mean, they have been running the ball, it seems like, every time they've had it.
Parker Pitts gets in on the action with a 60-yard touchdown run. 3:42 to go in the half. Extra point attempt coming from Noah Cooper. Snap and ball is down, kicks up. It is good. So Cooper converting on another extra point to
Number 15,
put Kearsarge
Tyler
at the
Taylor,
half-century mark, 50-6. And this Kearsarge team really running away with this thing in the early going.
Literally running away with it, yes. They have been dominant. As you said before, defense, offense, special teams, they're just controlling this game.
So Fall Mountain had a nice drive going, scored a touchdown, and then the last drive ended up having to punt. We'll see what they come out with on this one.
If your business is interested in advertising on YCN or you'd like your team to be televised, give us a call or email us at info@ycnnow.com.
So Kearsarge kicking off again, leading 50-6, 3:42 to go in the first half. They scored 31 points in the first quarter, and so far 19 points in the second quarter to get that 50 mark. Fall Mountain scoring their touchdown here in the second quarter. So here comes the kickoff from Kearsarge, a low squib kick. It's fielded by the front man, luckily held on to by the big man number 61, Hunter Marion. And Marion wasn't expecting that one.
No, he wasn't. That was a very short kick. But he did a good job catching it, going down, securing the ball. Now the Wildcats will take over on their 41.
Once again, decent field position for the Wildcats. If they can just keep the ball on the ground and get the handoff successful, they would have a chance to put one in the end zone. And they're going to go immediately up the middle. Once again, that handoff that's had some success.
Number 30, Nathan Harris.
Wilbur with the carry.
Number 24, Morgan Wilbur on the carry.
So Wilbur gains about 4 yards on that one. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. The Wildcats have to get just across the 50, almost to about to the 49-yard line of the Cougars for the first down. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half. Clock continues to tick. The Wildcats trying to put one more on the board in this half, and they'll hand it off up the middle. Nice little 8-yard run, or 6-yard run, excuse me. Almost to the first down marker. Ball will be spotted just at the 50, 3rd and 1. So I'm sure you'll look to see the Wildcats running it here on this play.
Yeah, that's what you'd expect. I mean, that seems to be the only way they've been effective tonight.
Keeping the ball on the ground, 3rd and 1. Shoemaker under center. And he does hand it off. I believe Wilbur gets the call on that one. He's had his number called 3 times on this drive, and it looks like between him and Simons, they'll be the 2 workhorses, but Wilbur on this drive is getting the bulk of the carries.
Number 36, Noah Tucker on the tackle, and number 24, Morgan Wilbur on the carry.
So clock continuing to move. Approaching 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Fall Mountain Wildcats trail the Cougars of Kearsarge 50-6. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here on the call. Shoemaker fakes to the up man. Hands off to the second man, who breaks a couple tackles off the right side and easily gets the first down. Hard-fought yardage for Aaron Blair.
Good job by Blair there. Fighting some tacklers, picking up some extra yardage after contact. And the Wildcats, they can run it. They can.
And
Just
if
when they simplify things, they seem to be successful.
exactly, that's what I was going to say. When they stick to the game plan and stick to the runs, without the pitches, without the trickery, they have some success. There's Wilbur getting the quick handoff. He'll fight for a couple of yards, fall forward at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets 2 yards. Clock's moving here, and now you got to think that the Wildcats want to have some sense of urgency and keep this game moving because they want to get in the end zone before the half.
Right, yeah, if they could add another touchdown here, I know it would still be a wide margin, but at least you got 2 scores in the first half. Be some positivity.
Exactly. Fake handoff, they give it to the second man, who's tackled in the backfield.
Brody Mulligan reading that play from the snap.
Leighton Stevens, the freshman running back, tackled in the backfield, and that's going to be at the 34-yard line inside a minute. We might see one more play from Fall Mountain. You kind of get the sense that if that play hadn't have worked, now they're just going to run something. Hopefully everybody gets into the locker room safely and see if they can regroup. So Shoemaker under center, he'll pitch off to the right side. A nice run there, breaking one tackle is Aaron Blair. Getting a few yards, it'll bring up 3rd down, but I don't think they are. They might have time to run one more play.
Number 25, Aaron Blair on the carry.
Inside 20 seconds. Fall Mountain taking their time, not rushing. They're content to let this thing run out, but they might get one more snap in. 5 seconds to go here in the half. It is snap. Shoemaker pitches to Blair. Off the right side as you hear the siren, ending the half on a little run to the outside. Did pick up the first down, but it's all for naught. We'll go to the locker room with the Cougars leading 50-6. And this first half, Andrew, has been all Kearsarge all the time.
Yes, it has, and really, I mean, it's their running game that has been strong. I mean, but not just their offense. Defense, special teams, they've dominated. And Justin Norris, once again, has been a force on the field.
So the Cougars scoring 31 in the first quarter. They put up 29 in the second quarter. Fall Mountain answers with 1 touchdown in the second quarter. The halftime score as it stands right now, Kearsarge 50, Fall Mountain 6. We'll step aside and come right back with the second half kickoff after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.